Now on CoastTV News.
Help for the homeless.
I also believe that there's a real need.
Sussex County Planning and Zoning gives the green light for a Lewes tent village, but it's not the final say.
Cool Spring Crossing crosstalk. Nearly 5 hours of a public hearing over plans for nearly 2,000 homes and commercial space.
Ocean City's past preserved.
Yeah, a good history of Ocean City.
A trip through time at the new Ocean City Museum.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Land planned for Cool Spring Crossing, that land seen from above. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with hours of a public hearing for thousands of homes and commercial space off of Route 9. And here is the area that we're talking about. It is north of Route 9 and off of Cool Spring Road. The entire development would go up to Hudson Road and north to Walker Road.
That hours-long public hearing was on one of the largest proposals in years. We're talking Cool Spring Crossing, and CoastTV News' Emma Aiken has been there all day. Emma, the hearing actually got emotional for some people in the audience.
Maddie, I'm standing outside of the meeting that's still going on. The public hearing portion of the meeting just wrapped up a couple minutes ago, but other than that, the meeting is still going on. It started at around noon when the developer's attorney presented for about 2.5 hours. So we did learn a lot about Cool Springs Crossing that we want to share with you guys. And in the hours since then, people from both sides came up to share in front of Planning and Zoning. Notably in favor of the development, Dr. Tam, CEO of BB Healthcare, saying this would provide more housing for medical staff. Also, a YMCA representative was there saying this would be a good recreational use. But on the side of against this development, we did see some emotion from several people in the community. There was several petitions with hundreds of signatures, and the Sussex Preservation Coalition was also heavily against this development, saying we just don't have the infrastructure in place, and lots of concerns over traffic for a development this big. Now, follow me on some of the details here. The developer is applying for several zoning changes on 637 acres, and these plans include more than 1,900 units in 7 villages and different types of housing throughout. There's also plans for a grocery store, a bank, a convenience store with gas, restaurants, retail stores, a hotel, an art center, and a modern YMCA. There's a few proposals for the property, but this large plan as a whole is dependent on the developer's request to change the land use map. And we talked with some people earlier, and they have some concerns.
I think you're probably doubling the size of Milton just with one development. So it's concerning. It's concerning for people, especially who have lived here all their life, and suddenly it seems like the amount of housing is outgrowing the town.
After hours of the public hearing, the Planning and Zoning did pause the public hearing. So far no decisions have been made. They're getting to the rest of the items on the meeting agenda, but we are following this closely, and we will keep you guys updated with what we know. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Emma. Cool Spring Crossing has been up for debate for a couple of years now. In 2023, that's when Cool Spring Crossing was reviewed by the Preliminary Land Use Service. Concerns about the development's proximity to wetlands were brought up then. In 2024, developers revised the site plan. A public hearing for Sussex County Council scheduled for March of 2024 was postponed after concern from the State Office of Planning Coordination. It was April of this year when Cool Spring Crossing advertised today's current hearing, which Emma has been at all day. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know what's your takeaway on the Cool Spring Crossing project.
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. Take a look at your screen here, and you'll be able to see 72% say more traffic, 12% say less farmland, 4% say more affordable housing, 4% say educational facility, and 8% say new assisted living. And again, takeaway is not necessarily a negative. Some people may be really looking forward to some of those things.
And we do have a comment here. Joyce Yonkis of Lewes says, this hurts the environment and ruins Delaware. People move here for the environment, not for another concrete city. If you haven't voted yet, or if you want to have your own comment in here, you can go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we will have updated results tonight on Coast TV News at 11. Theros, a homeless village off the former Troop 7 site on Route 1 in Lewes, was back in front of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission this afternoon. They approved recommendations that will now be sent to the Sussex County Council. Coast TV News reporter Zakiya Jennings is live in Lewes. Zakiya, there are a number of conditions and one possible change that still needs to be made.
Charlie, some of those conditions include Teros being limited to 28 tents. Now, those tents would go right where I'm standing. And if you look over this way, here's a tent here. I did speak with a couple who lives in this tent. They said when they were in the woods, their things were stolen, their tent was cut up. Mike Agnew says he hopes to bring people out of the woods where hopefully things like that would not happen. Another condition, Teros is seasonal, only until Code Purple reopens on December 1st. Mike Agnew, the man working to bring Teros to life, says he has his own conditions for those living at Teros this time around.
One of the requirements for Teros will be, unless you're receiving Social Security or some other kind of a disability benefit, you're going to be working. If you're not employed, then you're going to be volunteering.
Agnew says the one change that would need to be made is that Teros has to be 400 feet away from the nearest dwelling. It is currently 300 feet away from Savannah West. Agnew says he plans to file an application with the Board of Adjustment to kind of work around that, resolve that issue. On June 17th, the Sussex County Council will hear the proposal for Teros, possibly vote. Live in Lewes, Zakiya Jennings, Coast TV News.
Now, the Delaware Department of Health and Social Services is preparing a feasibility study for the revitalization of the Stokely campus, located in Georgetown near Sussex Central High School. The campus includes 23 buildings, a nature preserve, and the Delaware Veterans Cemetery. 2 virtual sessions will be held to gather public input on potential use for the campus. One session was held this morning at 11 a.m. The next will be May 13th at 7. Advanced registration is required.
Bethany Beach police need the public's help finding 21-year-old Najai Harris, who, according to police, damaged property and threatened to stab people inside an Airbnb. Bethany PD was called to the 600 block of Evans Avenue, the area on your screen now, on May 6th around 4:15 p.m. Police say Harris also cut guests' clothes with scissors, hit somebody with an object, breaking their glasses, and destroyed personal items before running off.
To Georgetown now, state police have arrested a woman after they say she drove towards a correctional officer. Police say 26-year-old Inessa Bagwell drove towards the officer supervising a Department of Correction work crew on May 2nd. Before that happened, police say the woman was seen talking to inmates. After being told to leave, police say the woman came back and nearly hit the officer and drove away. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Ocean City. Our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams has a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And right now we see scattered cloud cover pushing across the region. We're at 65 degrees. This is courtesy of our DryTech camera and in Ocean City. And the wind's at about 7 miles per hour. Now, as far as the rest of the night is concerned, staying pretty calm and quiet. We'll drop down to 61 degrees with increasing cloud cover. So we're rolling towards more moisture in the atmosphere. Now, this morning we started off at 53 degrees for the starting point in Georgetown, for example, 50 in Ocean City. And that's pretty close to the norm for this time of the year. Now, we're right now in the 70s, and we're right where we should be for this time of year for most of our locations. 73 in Millsboro, Gumboro, Del Mar, Laurel, Seaford, and so on. But we did warm a little bit higher than that today into the upper 70s. Scattered cloud cover for right now, but we're going to talk more about scattered showers that could indeed be on the way.
All right, Paul. Thank you. Delaware Democrats introduced a bill that would restrict the Delaware DMV from sharing people's citizenship, immigration status, or other personal information with law enforcement. This is specifically in regards to what's called a driving privilege card. Coast TV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman is live in Georgetown. Ana Sofia, you spoke with someone today that has one of these cards.
Maddie, we're driving towards the DMV, which is where people get their driving privilege card. The woman I spoke with today, who wants to remain anonymous, told me she's thankful this bill is being considered. The driving privilege cards are for undocumented immigrants, which according to the DMV, it's only for driving purposes within Delaware. In the first state, the program began in 2016, and Delaware is one of 19 states, plus Washington, D.C., to have this program. If House Bill 60 becomes law, the DMV will only be able to share information from these drivers with approval from Delaware's Attorney General, a valid court order, or for voter registration purposes. According to DelDOT, they have not recently been directly contacted by ICE. The woman we spoke with today says she has had the card for 9 years.
Knowing that there's people in the Delaware government that is trying to pass a law that is going to protect our information, that's a blessing for all the people that have this card.
Representative Claire Snyder Hall from the Rehoboth Beach area is one of the co-sponsors of House Bill 60, which is waiting for action by the full body. Live in Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
And we are just getting started this evening.
A lot of movement in the NFL. We're going to break it down with the Delmarva Sports Network.
And we're singing our forecast tune of a really sunny note, and a complete composition of your forecast is coming right up.
What you can find in the new Museum of Ocean City. We'll take you on a tour when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
What was once a bank in Ocean City is now a place people can walk in and go back in time.
After nearly 1.5 years of construction, the new Museum of Ocean City is now open to the public. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe is live in Ocean City. Kevin, the new museum has 2 levels you can explore.
Guys, on the first level of this new museum, you could learn about the history of downtown Ocean City, as well as learning more about restaurants and hotels from the past. But if you're looking to get on the second level with the research library, then you're gonna have to make an appointment before getting up there. This is Michelle Seibel and her parents' first time experiencing the new Museum of Ocean City, and she couldn't believe what she found. The very hotel her grandfather helped renovate during the 70s.
My family found this store pretty exciting. This is the Mayflower Hotel. There's a postcard of it, of a picture, and dining room place setting that we remember eating on.
From 1916 to 2019, this building used to be the Bank of Ocean City, but now this place holds history in the safe rather than cash. On the first level, the left side of the museum features the history of downtown Ocean City and stories of people from the past. The right side is dedicated to restaurants and hotels that have played a key role in Ocean City. And in the center, there is a safe that was kept here from when it was once a bank, and the alarm system for the door still works.
There's lots of really cool old pictures and good history of Ocean City.
If you want to go up to the second level to the research library, you're going to have to make an appointment. And once that's made, you can see hundreds of archives from the past. Now, if you do end up making an appointment and getting up here to the second level, you could check out all the cool archives they have here for Ocean City. And all you have to do is talk to the assistant curator who will pull any of these things out, and you could check it out. Now, for example, right here, I have some of the menus from the past of Ocean City, and this one right here is Phillips Crab House from 1970. To experience all of this yourself, tickets to enter range from $4 to $6, with kids 11 and under for free. Now, this new museum will be open every single day between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. Are you lining up your putt? Listen, tomorrow's going to be an ideal day to go out and enjoy yourself. A little bit on the breezy side, but 78 degrees. We're enjoying very tranquil conditions for right now, but it could get a little more rocky for us as we go into Friday, as we brace for a chance of scattered showers in the next couple of days or so. But Thursday, looking pretty copacetic for us, to be honest. Our Irish Eyes camera in Lewes, we're holding at about 73 degrees with the winds at about 7 miles per hour. As far as Lewes is concerned, we're going to settle into the mid-60s as early as 9 o'clock in the morning. Overall, staying pretty quiet now. We are mild now. 72, 73 is the normal high for this time of the year. Temperatures have settled down. They were a little bit high earlier this afternoon, evening, but we're at 73 degrees right now in Georgetown, Gumboro, Delmar, Laurel, and in Seaford. So we're holding serve properly. The wind's starting to swirl just a little bit for us. We have a little small-scale low that's circulating across portions of Ocean City close to the surface. But it's not causing any concern. It's just an interesting twist that's happening in the atmosphere with the winds. Cloud cover is staying relatively limited for right now. We'll see a cloud cover bulk up in some areas, not so much in others. True scattered cloud pattern is what we're expecting. And we're kind of basically waiting for just partly cloudy skies that take us on into temperatures falling into the mid-50s for later tonight. About 56 to 57 degrees generally for most locations. A little warmer in Milford at 58 degrees actually. More sunshine, what we're expecting for tomorrow. So much so, we're warm to 75 in Lewes, 77 in Millsboro, 78 for the high. Laurel, we're warm to 78 as well. In Cambridge, 80 in Easton, actually 81 in Vienna. We could get up to about 77 degrees, both at Snow Hill as well as Berlin. Scattered showers. Well, Friday is the day that we're expecting that chance of rain. That front edge of stormy weather will begin to muscle its way into Salisbury and Prince's End by 5 o'clock in the morning. But watch how quickly this goes through. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, we're over towards Snow Hill, Newark, Berlin. The intensity dies down just that quickly within an hour, and then it's vamoose. It's out of here by then, by 5 o'clock in the evening. Then we'll have another surge of scattered showers that'll push through by the evening hours. Even with the other line that's pushing through Millsboro briefly at about 6 o'clock, and by 7 o'clock, we'll see the edge of it pulling right off the shore going into the 8 o'clock hour. And we may see another redeveloping scattered shower for the evening time, but it's not looking all that impressive. See, we have a 60% chance of rain on Friday. Then it dwindles down to 4, 5, 9% after that. So it's not very impressive. But even the amount of rain, we've been running these models throughout the week, and the closer we get to Friday, the less rain we expect from our future rain. We've gone from up to 1.5 inches down to just 1/4 inch, and not much more than that for most locations. So with that being the case, we're looking for that scattered showers to push across. Friday, we're looking for rain in Chincoteague as well as Assateague. Look for rain at Ocean City as well as Fenwick Island on Friday. And the same holds true for us for Lewes and and as well as Rehoboth Beach. So tonight, 55. Tomorrow, 78. 70 with showers likely for us on Friday morning. Here's a look at your extended forecast.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
There was a lot of movement this morning in the NFL, and we start in the AFC North, where one of the top receivers in the division is now changing conferences. The Pittsburgh Steelers have traded George Pickens and a 6th-round pick to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for a 3rd and a 5th-round pick. Last season, the 23-year-old racked up 900 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Steelers. He goes to Dallas, where he'll play next to All-Pro wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. The main knock on Pickens as he heads into his 4th season is keeping his emotions in check, especially after picking up crucial unsportsmanlike conduct penalties late in Pittsburgh's season. And as one player goes to Dallas, another Dallas is staying in Philadelphia. Tight end Dallas Goedert has agreed to restructure his contract heading into the final year of his deal. The 30-year-old will earn $10 million this season instead of the $14 million he would have made. Philadelphia is trying to navigate the cap and had Goddard's name in trade negotiations, but this new deal ensures he'll stick with the team for the 2025 season. Make sure to download the DSN app and subscribe to DSN Plus to keep up with all of our spring sports action. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. 78 for Thursday, watching out for rain on Friday with a high of only 70 degrees. But then we go back to 80 degrees just in time to enjoy Mother's Day.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.